Welcome to my Religion and Politics channel again. This is R. Bendas, that's my stage name. And on this channel I'm not afraid to talk about religion and politics. Today, however, I want to do a shout out to all you veterans out there, past, present. Thank you for your service. I know your service goes unappreciated many times. I'm really disappointed in how veterans are struggling, especially combat veterans, to make it. And there are people that care and do realize the value of our service. I spent 12 years in the military myself, and listen, I don't think we're doing enough for you veterans out there, and I see it even with the current PPP loan and EIDL loan. There was no preference given to veterans, and we're the ones struggling to keep our businesses going. Well, first of all, especially combat veterans, and I want you to know this, I wasn't in combat the whole 12 years. So if you spent a day in heavy combat, I salute you, first of all. And I want to let you know that your one day in heavy combat was worth more than my 12 years of non-combat duty. So I really appreciate you all who served in combat, who are still serving in combat settings. But back to my point, I don't think veterans are being properly taken care of in this country, especially considering that we were willing to lay down our life, and some have laid down their lives. And I can't imagine what the surviving spouses and children are going through right now. But we need to step up the game. The United States government, state government, local government. If you appreciated what that veteran did to keep you going to work, spending time with your own families, golfing, life of leisure, while these combat veterans were eating sand and dirt from being out in the desert, suffering in the heat with all the equipment they had to wear. And no, they couldn't go to the buffet down the road. And no, they couldn't make time to go fishing and hunting and dancing to the bars. They couldn't watch movies with their families. They couldn't play with their children. They couldn't take their wives out or girlfriends, boyfriends out on dates. Those of you who have been in the military know what I'm talking about. But those of you who have not been in the military, a great sacrifice has been made and is still being made for your lifestyle. One of the things I remember growing up, I grew up during the Vietnam era, and looking back, I often think, why didn't we honor our vets more? Why were we going about our day as if everything's okay and the world's hunky-dory, and it's not? Why wasn't there more done for our veterans serving in Vietnam? And there was no awareness raised in the schools, in our local governments, state governments, in our local activities, in our communities. That's not right. That's not right to forget about the people that are serving and sacrificing while we go about doing some very insignificant things in our life. And then they come back and they're slapped in the face. What are they going to do for work? What are they going to, how are their spouses going to survive when their combat veteran spouse is disabled? That's not right thinking. We got to change that. And hopefully we will. I don't have any high hopes with the new president. If Biden is truly the victor, I don't have any high hopes that he will really do anything for veterans, or even your state governors, your mayors, your communities. I live in a community, thank God, that when I'm wearing this hat out in public, in this particular town here in South Texas, people have come up to me a lot and thanked me for my service. It's the most I've ever received. So shout out to the people of Willis, Texas, Conroe, Texas, but particularly Willis, Texas, who've really showed their appreciation for my service. And we need more people like that. We need people to if they see you if they see you're a veteran and you're standing in line at a fast food restaurant or in the drive-thru, that they offer to pay your bill. I have a great neighbor here who told me about an incident where he was in the grocery store and he saw this young man in uniform, and just to show his appreciation, he paid that young man's grocery bill. And even though the serviceman was refusing, my neighbor insisted, and my neighbor was able to pay his bill. That's what we need to see. And we need more support for our veterans in businesses, and not the red tape, the bureaucratic red tape that the government dishes out, the banks dish out. Hey, there was no red tape for that serviceman or servicewoman to be in combat and dodge bullets, and dodge bombs and minefields. There was no red tape for that. So why are you treating veterans that way? This PPP loan and EIDL loan that went out, no questions on the forms, the application forms. Are you a veteran? None whatsoever. And all these fraudulent companies and people were getting loans, sidetracking the ones that really deserve it. No good. No good. We need to do better for our veterans. Let's step up the game without excuse. All right. That's it for now. Happy Veterans Day to all your veterans. And again, I salute you all, especially the ones that served in combat. Appreciate you.